Okay, today we're going to look at an all-new mobile transceiver from Wouxun Wouxun. Today on Ham Radio 2.0. Okay, guys, good afternoon. Welcome to Ham Radio 2.0. My name is Jason. I'm KC5HWB. Hopefully this is not your first time to join us here, but if it is, click subscribe below, click the bell notification icon, and that way YouTube will tell you every time I post a new video. So today, I got to zoom this thing out right here so that I can get a better shot. There we go. Of the desk here. Let me put it right here for the camera to view, and I'm going to do a very quick and simple unboxing. Some of you like that, some of you don't, whatever. I'm not going to go through everything. Manual, software and programming cable, pretty slick. Here's the radio. And with the radio comes... Oh, wow. No, you know what that is? That's programming. Oh, that's a programming cable for something else. By Two-Way Radios was gracious to send me this radio and ask me to review it. Remote mount head right there. Microphone, of course. Remote mount bracket right there. Power cable. Standard two-prong T connector on the power cable, of course. Regular mounting bracket right there. So, but this is the radio itself. And we're going to switch it over. Now, one thing I will say is that Wouxun, Wouxun, it's pronounced Wouxun. So several of you were gracious enough to correct me after my last video, which I already actually knew that. I was just, it's spelled Wouxun, whatever. And as Richard Lenore from Main Trading Company likes to say, Wouxun. So it's definitely not pronounced Wouxun. Whichever way you choose to pronounce it, Wouxun is incorrect. And I would say that if Richard was standing right here, too. Anyway, so the point is, this guy right here is the radio. Let me probably switch over to another angle here. Yeah, that's fine. It's better. Really nice Wouxun stamp on the top there. It does have dual speakers. That's one of the things they wanted me to point out. It does have a super heterodyne receiver. So a lot of people ask about that after I review an HT. They'll ask if it has a direct conversion or super het receiver. This does have a super het receiver. You can see right there it says US only. Let me zoom in on that. I did put a better camera up for my desk camera. So right there is where that is. Yeah, this is the replacement or updated version of the UV980P quadband radio that they had out a long time ago, and I don't remember if I ever did one on the 950. I did on the 920. They had a 920, and then they had a version with 920, which was dual band. 920 was 2 meter 440, and then they come up with the version where they took out the 440 and they put in 220. So they had a 2 meter 220 version of that radio called a 920P-220. So I don't know if they even make that anymore. By Two-Way Radios does not carry it, so I don't think they make it anymore. I would have liked to have seen a dual band version of this mobile radio that was 220 and 440. Forget the 2 meter part. But I live in a very 2 meter rich area, and probably a lot of people would vote against me on that. I'm thinking that do a dual band 2 meter 440, and then if you're going to do one with 220, leave 440 and get rid of 2 meters. 220, 440. Of course, the best option there is just do a tri-band. Anyway, I put myself a dummy load on here. I've been spending so much time working on the shack and the updated video studio that I haven't had time to put any antennas up recently. I do have a 40-meter dipole up, but that's all I have up right now. So there's 2 speaker ports. That one that says, get that in the light, SP1 and 2. Again, that's a standard T-prong connector. A nice fan on the back. And here's the face, which I'm going to get a better shot of this here in a minute anyway. Here's your PC cable for programming. Right there. This is very reminiscent of the cable for the UV920N950. And then over here, oh yeah, and then the screen separates, of course, because I already showed you guys the separation cable it comes with. Okay, so if you slide it this way, do it like this, zoom that out a touch. There we go. So it slides in that way. Push this little piece right here and push the face that way, like that. So that's what's behind there. Port for the cable for the separation that comes with it, and that right there. So the microphone plugs into the face of the radio, so you can remote mount this. This is a really nice big knob here. You can remote mount this face and put the microphone on it. So guess what? I hate to say this, but they got you beat, ICOM. Ouch, that hurt. But yeah, my ID5100 that's in the truck, which has a much bigger and nicer screen than this does. Nothing wrong with this screen, but you know, yeah. Got to plug the microphone into the body. No remote mount for that radio. So now, plug it up, take a look at it. One of the things about some of these manuals is that they can leave a lot to be desired. But I thumbed through this one for about 10 minutes earlier, and I think it's pretty darn good myself. Here's your sensitivity, tuning specifications, transmitter, wideband, type of modulation, that kind of thing. All those technical specs. Also, I mentioned earlier the remote mount head. You can take off, as you see right here, you can take off this beveled head that it comes with and put on the regular head. This is taking off the beveled head, and this is the remote mount head right here. So it'll look at you straight instead of being beveled upwards. I've never really understood that design. ICOM did that with their 7100 also, and the last 2 models of this radio were done that way. I don't really care for it myself. This is a cool layout right here of everything that's on the screen. We're about to look at that. And then they've got a really good breakdown of all the functions, the menu functions in here as well. So you could go through all that. I'm not going to read all that to you guys because you may not care. I will say that it's been exceedingly difficult. Go ahead and power it on. Okay, it said frequency mode right there. So it's been exceedingly difficult to figure out how to dim the screen. I still haven't figured it out yet. I don't know how to dim the screen. I had to turn down the contrast and the exposure in my my little camera that I have pointed at the radio right now because it's the backlight on the radio is so bright. So it was the camera was going, oh my God, it's so bright. And then it was washing the whole screen out. Couldn't see anything. So, but this is obviously the radio here. Here's a shot of the microphone. Get some light on it right there. The 2 switch buttons at the top. One of them turns the backlight on the mic off and on. The one at the very top locks the keypad on the mic. The main button, the main red button, circular button at the top, switches between the left and the right band. The menu, of course, goes into the menu. And it's got a regular microphone plug. That's your PTT there. It's got a second PTT on the side, this bottom one, which turns on monitor, opens the squelch. I'm sure that's probably programmable. And then it's got a volume knob on top of the mic here. The mic may actually have a speaker inside of it. In fact, it does. There's the back of the mic has a speaker. You can turn that off and on. The early models of this radio did the same thing. So I'm going to do, rather than having my hand block the radio here, I'm going to operate everything from the microphone. So here's menu. The menu button changes this, and we've got, if you see the number in the middle right there, which says 054 at the top there, it timed out. You've got 54 menus in there. And beep, I'm going to go. And now I turn the beep off. I don't know if you guys could hear it through the camera anyway, but you've got all these options in here. We can come out of the menu, and we can go band back and forth, which is the arrow right there. And then we can press the band button on the microphone. Oh, that's the same thing. Interesting. Megahertz, so I can type in what I want to there. No, will not do that. Okay, so I can go, what I can do is turn off one side if I only wanted to listen. I could turn that off and switch back and forth. So the band button on the microphone, which is the number 1 key, says band on it, if you can see that in the screen right there. Does exactly the same thing as the main button. The main red button, the red button at the top left corner of the mic that says main. So if I hit this main button, it switches from the left to the right side of the radio. And if I hit this band button right here, number 1 key, it does the same thing. That seems kind of redundant to me. I don't know why they would do that. Because band, I was trying to get it to switch bands, but that is the number 6 key, which is B/SW, so band switch. I'm sorry, that's the number 3 key, band switch. So on the left side of the radio, you can go to 6 meters. I'm sorry, 10 meters. And I can go to... Nope. How about 029? Megahertz. 0. Right there. Okay. Now, and it'll transmit there. I'm transmitting into a dummy load. We're not actually transmitting right now. KC5HWB for ID purposes. I don't need to say for ID purposes, but I did. And then I can go band switch, and I can go to 6 meters also. It'll transmit there. KC5HWB. Again, going into a dummy load. Don't really need to do that. Band switch there. 320. Will not transmit. Hopefully you can hear that beeping. Go to 700 megahertz. Will not transmit. And then back to 2 meters, which is there. And 440, which is there. So now the other side of the radio will only go 2 meters and 440, which is typical of most quad band radios. The Yaesu FT8900 only has 2 meter 440 on the right side. The TYT TH9800 only has 2 meter 440 on the right side, and the other 2 bands on the left side. And the Anytone tri-band radio, which includes 220, will only do 220 on the left side of the radio. So that's not an unusual thing that it's only on one side of the radio. But I don't know if I can hit. Let's see. Like I said, one of the, or no, I don't want to do that. Exit. Oh yeah. So I'm in memory. No, I'm not. I'm still in VFO mode, but it's got an H down there at the bottom. It's got 3 memory settings, low, medium, and high, just like that. And you can change that through the menu or just change it on the microphone. There's 3 buttons right here that are hard to see in the camera right now. It says A, B, and C on them. You can customize those. You can go into the menu, tell it what you want A, B, and C to do, so you can make them do whatever you want to. And then you can go to, let's try to do that. Okay, there's that. And then we're going to go offset, a plus, which that right there says transmit CTCSS right there. Change that to 110.9. Just like that. Oops, no. Okay, good. Hit that one too many times. We're going to go repeater set. That is not what that is. Radio. So to do crossband transmit or crossband repeat between all 4 bands. So they say. I haven't tried that yet, but it would be cool to key up the radio on a 6-meter HT and then have it crossband repeat to your 440 or local 440 or 2-meter repeater. And then you can tell everyone you're actually talking on 6 meters. That'd be fun. Wide, narrow, power set, offset. Here we go. Okay. Let's go. There we go. Okay. KC5 HWB testing. So I'm not hitting it because I'm on a dummy load, as I said. So I didn't think it would hit it. I wanted to try it. See, that repeater's not too far away. But anyway, so you can set it, and then I could go into the menu here, and I could say, store memory channel. Right there, channel name, delete channel. You set the channel name right there. Oops. So you can do it that way, and then you can go back and forth to the 2 between the left and the right side of the radio. So, that is, of course, the UV980P quad band newest mobile radio, full 50-watt transmit, and it'll do 10 meters, 6 meters, 2 meters, and 440. Wouxun did ask me to make sure to point out the fact that it's a super heterodyne receiver, which I mentioned earlier. It is a twin speakers in the radio on the top of it right there. It is just a single antenna feed, and it's got a detachable face, which it comes with the separation kit, so you can pretty much do mount it, a lot of different mounting options there. And like I said, my favorite thing about any radio that has a detachable face is the fact that the microphone plugs into the head, not the body of the radio. So you can basically mount the radio as far away as you want to. So guess what, guys? I'm going to be doing a giveaway of this radio, and the link will be in the description. I'm recording this video early, and by the time I get everything edited and posted, I'll have the link. I don't have it right this minute, but look in the link of the YouTube video, and it's going to be towards the top. You'll see a link to Buy Two Way Radio's website. Earlier I said 5% discount. It's actually a 10% discount. So HR20 on buytwowayradios.com. I'll put that link in the YouTube description also. 10% off of this radio for using a coupon code from my website. So who's got this? Is anyone using this? I'm going to be building a You can't see it in the camera right now. I don't have a camera pointing in that direction, but I've got one part of the shack redesign, like phase 3, I guess is what it is, will be mounting some mobile radios up here in the shack that'll have an antenna switch on to go to my outside Edfong tri-band antenna, where I'll be able to actually key up and use those radios, check into nets, talk on local repeaters, et cetera, et cetera. So this one is staying with me. This one is going to go up there and be used for local repeater traffic. But I've got a brand new one that I'll be doing in the giveaway. So put your, be sure and sign up, follow the instructions on this link right here that's down in the YouTube description to sign up for that giveaway. So has anyone used this? What do y'all think about it? Put a note in the description below. Put a note in the comments below, I should say. Put a note in the YouTube comments below. And we'll see you guys next time.